Good morning, George Peabody School. It's that time of year when we are talking about the Kimochi Keys to communication, and there are 7. So I'm going to start today with Kimochi Key number 1. And let me tell you first why these are so important. The Kimochi Keys are kind of like habits. They're habits or tips or suggestions for 7 ways to get along better, 7 suggestions for handling problems and for communicating more effectively. And these 7 habits not only work for kids and students, but for grown-ups too. So these don't just work at school, but these are really helpful in our families. So once you learn these, you can teach them to your family members so that your family can get along in a more positive way too. So let's start with key number 1. I'm going to put this up on my wall. Key number 1. Okay, get someone's attention, say their name, make eye contact, and give them a tap. So this is all to say you want to get someone's attention in the most positive way. So if Hugdipus here, for example, wants to get my attention and I'm in the middle of talking to you and Hugdipus is trying to interrupt and say, oh, I want to talk too, it's my turn, I want to tell them all about key number 1. Is that a really good way to get my attention? Probably not, right, Hugs? Mm-mm. So if you want to get my attention, Hugs, a really good way to do it would be to first, this is really helpful too when your grown-up is on the phone or if your grown-ups are talking to each other and you really want to get their attention, this is such a kind way to do it. You would say their name. So you might want to wait for a pause though, wait for a break in the action. So maybe if I was going to take a breath or a pause and I was thinking, that might be a good time, Hugs, to say, Miss Keane? Oh, and then I turn my face. Yes, Hugs? And you could say, you could make eye contact with me. That's when you look at someone in the eye. That's what eye contact is. And you would say my name, and then we would start having a conversation. And then you would say, could I tell them about key 1? Absolutely. What do you want to tell them? Key 1 is when you make eye contact and you have a conversation looking in someone's eyes. That's right, Hugs. It's really nice. And it's really kind and respectful to do that. Now, if the person doesn't hear you the first time, maybe they're having a conversation, maybe you're trying to pause, or maybe you're trying to wait for the pause and interrupt in a really respectful way, but they don't hear you, then you might want to use the tap, tap, tap. And that looks like this. Let's say I was talking to you and I paused and Hugdipus was saying, Miss Keane, but I still wasn't hearing Hugs. Hugs might do this in a gentle way, tap, tap, tap. She wouldn't go like this because that's a little too hard and a little too aggressive, right? So you just use a tap, tap, tap. Oh, yes, Hugs. Oh, hi. See how we're making eye contact? Could I talk to them about key 1? Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about why eye contact is so important. Eye contact is respectful in most cases, right? In most families, in many situations, it shows the other person that you're paying attention to them when they're talking. Eye contact is a way to let the other person know that it's you or that person that you are talking to. Eye contact is also a way in this world where we are often on screens, especially right now, where you are putting that down for a moment and you are giving the other person your time. So let's talk about at home for a minute. If you are on a device, let's say it's for school. Actually, let's say it's not for school. Let's say it's for fun. And you're on your iPad and a parent comes in and says, you've got 5 more minutes. And you're on your phone or on your iPad or on a computer. And you just say, mm-hmm. Is that kind? Mm-mm. Not really very kind. So what you might want to do instead, Or what key one would have you do is you would look up, make eye contact, and say, 5 minutes? Okay, thanks. And then you could look back down and finish up your time. Not only is it kind, but that other person would be so grateful for your eyes. We learn about each other's moods. We connect our hearts through each other's eyes. Um, so that is so important to make sure that you take that time and make sure you give each other that eye contact, right? Um, and then at school, when we're on Zoom together, you can show key one by looking at your teacher and sitting up straight and being present and looking into the screen. And that can get very tiring after a long time, right? So sometimes we might need to take breaks, but when your teacher's talking and you're looking at the screen, it's really, really helpful and really important to be looking and making sure that you're paying attention that way. When a friend is talking to you, if you're on Zoom or if you're in person, if you get lucky enough to be with a friend in person, eye contact is also a way that you can check in with your friend. If your friend is feeling sad, you can find out a lot about how your friend's doing through their eyes. But if you're not looking at their eyes, you may miss out and you may not know. And if a lot of times I see a lot of kids just kind of looking down when they're spending time together and everyone's looking on a screen. So just be sure to look up once in a while and make that eye contact, because through that eye contact, you're really connecting your hearts too. Okay? So key one, get someone's attention and hold someone's attention with your hearts too, with that eye contact. All right, I'll be back next time with key number 2. But until then, practice that eye contact, and I'll see you soon.